In 1993, Pablo Escobar, the infamous drug lord and head of the Medellín Cartel, reportedly made a brief and enigmatic visit to Brazil, specifically to Cabo Frio in the Região dos Lagos area of Rio de Janeiro. It's believed that Escobar came to Brazil seeking temporary refuge, attempting to evade the intense pressure from Colombian and U.S. authorities who were relentlessly pursuing him. The story goes that despite all his efforts to maintain anonymity, Escobar was recognized by Brazilian police officers. Rather than reporting his capture to the authorities, these officers saw an opportunity for quick profit and demanded $10 million to release him. The sum was allegedly delivered in Cabo Frio through a trusted lawyer, allowing Escobar to return freely to his hideout. The house he rented was in a high-end condominium chosen strategically for its security and location. It was perched on an isolated hill, with guard posts and a privileged view of all possible access points. This supposed payment only reinforced Escobar's reputation as someone willing to pay for his safety wherever he was, even beyond his Medellín stronghold. Beyond this Brazilian episode, Escobar was known for his extravagant tastes and for indulging in curious luxuries, such as private performances by musicians he admired. One of the most remarkable accounts involves the famous Brazilian singer Nelson Ned, who was invited to perform at one of Escobar's estates in Colombia. Unaware that his host was the world's most notorious drug lord, Ned performed under the attentive gaze of Escobar and his guests, a performance later confirmed by Ned's family, who described the experience as surreal and filled with tension. This event highlights Escobar's eccentric character, as he frequently used his power and money to fulfill personal desires. In the 1990s, drug trafficking underwent significant expansion across Latin America, with Peru overtaking Colombia as the primary cocaine producer and Brazil becoming a crucial link in drug export routes. Using Brazilian ports to channel cocaine to Europe and the United States, Brazil became a strategic point for international trafficking. This scenario was facilitated by the extensive, loosely monitored border between Brazil and major producer countries, allowing Brazil to assume a key position in this illicit market. In Rio de Janeiro, a new and controversial phenomenon emerged, which many scholars believe strongly echoes Escobar's approach and worldview. Criminal factions began adopting evangelical rhetoric, imposing strict morality in the communities under their control. Drug lords began self-identifying as pastors, promoting religious services, and banning events like funk parties, replacing them with gospel-themed celebrations. Although this religious transformation seems like a change in values, the criminal activities of these factions persist, creating a reality where drug trafficking and religion coexist in contradiction. Escobar often operated similarly, using his Catholic faith to foster a positive image within his community while living a life in stark contrast to Christian values. These stories reveal the complexity of Pablo Escobar's operations, his influence that transcended borders, and his role in building an empire that continues to impact various parts of the world. His brief but notable stay in Brazil marked yet another episode of how he managed to evade and manipulate authorities, reinforcing his legacy of power, mystery, and extravagance. What's your opinion on all of this? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's discuss these stories.